I'm Jacques Bernier from Hobie Cat Company here in Oceanside, California, and today what we're doing is we're gonna demonstrate how to repair a dent in your kayak. So we have a 2011 Hobie Odyssey that we've purposely put a nice size dent in the side of the hull, and we're gonna show you basically how to repair that. So what we've got is a inflatable kayak pump, and we've just attached a piece of tubing on here. Sometimes you can use a shop vac or compressed air, but you want to have some sort of air to pump up the hull. So what we're going to do first is we're going to we've made sure that the hatches are all closed, and we're going to be pumping air into the hull, which is going to pressurize it, and it's going to be forcing that dent outward. So we've taken a piece of hose, just some old garden hose, and we've kind of put a slice in it, and we're just inserting it, just wedging it with a little bit of tape. We'll just kind of make a little makeshift seal. This isn't super critical. You're never really going to get an airtight seal, but what you want to have is you just want to have some air pressure getting into the hull. Yeah, there's pressure building up. So as he's pumping, you'll start to hear pressure building up and air escaping out of the hatches. At that time, what we're going to do is, I can hear the pressure building up. What I've done is I've boiled some hot water. So I've just made a couple of coffee pots. I put them in plastic containers ahead of time. I'm just going to tilt the boat up so that I can put the water right onto the dent. I'm not sure if this is going to show up on the video, but this water is scalding hot, so be careful. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put boiling hot water all along the dent here, and you may start seeing the boat deform and want to come back to its original shape. I'm just taking my time. This water is probably about 140, 150 degrees. I just used a simple coffee pot and put the water into these thermoses and brought it outside here. And I'll show you with a simple tap of the hull here that this is nice and hard, and this is soft now because of the heat. It's very hard here, but soft in this area. And that's what we want to keep doing. So I'm going to just keep a little bit more water on here. It's already come out about half, and that's just with the air pressure and the hot water. The next thing we'll do is we'll actually press on the hull, and we'll get this dent out a little bit better. So watch the hull here, how it'll come up, and that's just using a little bit of pressure and forming the hull by hand. It's probably 95% out. I'm just going to do a little bit more water here because there's a little bit of a crease. And the reason that we use the hot water is it just conducts heat really well, and it won't burn the hull because it's never going to get too hot to where it's going to damage the plastic. It's just going to soften it up to where you can work with it and get that dent out of the material. So all this while that I've been pouring this water on here, Brendan's still continuing to pump air in the back of the hull, so he's helping me out there. I've already kind of lost where the dent was. So now the dent's pretty well done. The material's still warm, so it's still soft. So what I've done is I've gone and got some cold water now. I'm using the same thermos, but this water is cold to the touch. It's not hot anymore. And that's just to rapidly cool this plastic to make it hard again. So that, well, we use water to heat the dents up because, for one, it's a great conductor of heat, and it'll warm up the plastic and soften it to the level that you need to work with it. Now this is nice and hard. I can't press down on it like I could before, and now Brendan can stop pumping and the repair is done. But that's why we use the hot water, because it conducts heat. The other thing is it's safer than using hot air. A lot of guys have heat guns and whatnot, but those actually get too hot and they can burn the plastic. and it's just not an effective tool to use unless you're an expert. So the hot water, it's readily accessible. Pretty much anybody at a shop, most people have a coffee pot, or if you're at home and you're doing this, it's easy to get, boil a pan of water at home. So that's why we use the water. And there's your dent. We're done. So when the boat comes out of the mold and we first built the boat, it's obviously got a shape. And so when it first cools, the boat's gonna have a memory to go back to that shape. So even if you dent it, it's not the end of the world. If you accidentally leave it on a rack, or you've stored it improperly and you get a dent in the kayak, it can be repaired. The way we've done it with the air and the hot water, it'll work every time. You might have to just work the plastic a little bit and squeeze the boat and just get it to pop up. But once you've got that dent nice and soft, it's going to be able to be massaged, and the plastic's going to want to go back to its original shape. And then all you got to do is cool it back off and you'll be done. Pretty simple.